another CCI Live.
Hello
and welcome to this week's CCI Live. I'm Charlie Jackson.
and I'm Jo Walker. On today's show we have lots of interesting topics coming up, so make sure you get comfy and stay tuned.
That's right, it's been a long week, and what better way to relax than watch another great instalment of your weekly CCI show.
It has been a long week, Charlie, but did you know what I got up to yesterday?
I don't know, Joe. Tell me.
Well, I bought a CCI t-shirt,
Oh.
just to show my support to the channel.
Really? Well, you beat me to it. I'm going to do it after the show, I think.
You definitely should. I mean, if enough people buy the t-shirts, we'll have our own little CCI TV t-shirt group going on.
Ooh.
So if you guys out there wanted to buy a t-shirt, you can go onto the website, which is www.port.ac.uk/pay/CCI-TV.
And at just £8, how could you go wrong?
Exactly. But let's move on and let everybody know what's coming up on today's show.
Good idea, Joe. Today we take a sneak peek at some of the societies around the university, and we even have a live interview with Zia, the president of the Comedians Society, who will be giving us an insight into one of the funniest societies in Portsmouth.
We will also be visiting one of the graduate fairs at Purple Door to see what kind of events are open to you guys out there.
Don't forget, Joe, we've also got this week's instalment of Something Different.
Oh, yes.
But first, here's the news with Chrissa.
Thanks, Charlie. Last week, the South Parade Pier in Southsea went up for auction. In the past 18 months, the pier has gone into administration twice, forcing owners Fred Nash and Don Randall to sell. It was built in 1878 and has been rebuilt numerous times since then. Although it is unknown who's interested in purchasing the structure, it is certain that the new owner can expect to have to pay up to £2 million to restore it and make it safe for public use. The expected auction date is Wednesday, the 12th of December, and the guide price is between £190,000 and £210,000. The pier is one of the last 55 private piers left in Britain, leading to hopes that the new owner will revive the pier and restore the property back to the major tourist attraction that it used to be. The University of Portsmouth has managed to scoop 5 awards as a computer game originally created by the team from the university managed to win in 5 categories at the Industry Game Awards ceremony. The game, Dear Esther, was created by independent game studio The Chinese Room. The full independent release of the game was based on University of Portsmouth staff member Dr. Pinchbeck's original experimental award-winning design. The concept was designed to explore new types of gameplay and storytelling in a first-person gaming. The game received awards for Best Action and Adventure Game, Best Debut Game, Best Visual Design, Best Audio Design, the Originality Award and Best Startup Business, all for 2012. As all of you are probably aware, it's the month of November where loads of men choose to grow their facial hair, all in the name of charity. Today will be the last day that those taking part will have to endure those moustaches, and come tomorrow, those who wish to can get rid of it for good, while still feeling great that they've done something good for prostate cancer. Last year, over 854,000 people took part in November, raising £79.3 million for Prostate Cancer UK and the Institute of Cancer Research. Let's hope we can top it this year. And finally, if you fancy doing something different this Christmas, then head over to Portsmouth Historic Dockyard this weekend, where they will be holding their yearly event, a Victorian Festival of Christmas. Visitors will be transported into Victoria area of snowy white streets for the rich and the poor, with seasonal carols and a unique Christmas market. This year, the Portsmouth Historic Dockyard are delighted to have added a new stage scene with a Victorian Father Christmas. He will be dressed in green. This event is not only great for those ready to get into the Christmas spirit, it is also a brilliant place to go for all of you food lovers out there. Hampshire Fair traders will be returning again this year, so the people can sample the quality local produce. This includes honey, cakes, fudge and freshly baked bread. It is also a great chance to stock up on those festive delights such as mulled wine and roast chestnuts. Well, that's all for me today. Have a brilliant weekend. Back to Charlie and Jo in the studio.
Thanks, Chrissa. Now, Charlie, I've heard you're quite the athlete.
You could call me the Mario Balotelli of the university, Joe.
Oh dear. So, if you're such a brilliant athlete, do you belong to any of the sports societies in the university?
No, I can't say that I do, no.
Oh, well, are you aware of the different societies that you could be a part of?
Not really. I've heard people talk about the societies, but I've never really gone for one.
Well then, I have some fantastic news for you, Charlie. The first part of today's show is going to give you and our viewers some useful information on some different societies available. And on top of that, we've even got an interview with the president of the Comedian Society.
Sounds fabulous. So Joe, like you said earlier, I'm athletic and I like sports. So what societies are there for me?
Well, but what's your favourite sport?
I like tennis.
Well, there's one for that. Name another one.
How about football?
Yes, there's definitely that one there. Whatever your interest is, there generally is a society out there that will be right just for you.
So if I were to ask you whether or not I could join a society involving, I don't know, bell ringing, that you're trying to tell me the university offers that too?
Yes, I would.
Right, okay.
No, Charlie, seriously. Society supports students who want to participate in a range of activities, whether it be performing arts, social, religious, cultural, political, anything, really.
Blimey. Well, they are a part of the union's dedication to providing students with a diverse community, whilst also providing some of the most exciting and unique activities available.
We've taken a closer look at one specific society, giving you out there an insight to how it works.
What society would this be? Bell ringing, I hope?
No, not quite, Charlie. We spoke to the captain of the basketball society and had a little look at the team warming up.
Glorious. Let's take a look.
Gareth Jobbins, and I'm player coach of the second team and social sec of the club. Started playing when I went to secondary school. I played football and rugby beforehand, but then played basketball and PE and kind of got good at it, so stuck with it. Then came to uni and obviously looked for the basketball team and signed up Freshers Week. Basically, I searched online beforehand and found some information about the club, and it basically said go to Freshers Fair, look for the sports tent. Yeah, we don't really have any online recruiting or anything like that, but mainly just at Freshers Fair, and there is some stuff on the AE website as well. There's 2 trials. The first one's 2 hours long, which includes basic basketball skills and basic fitness kind of test as such to make sure the players are fit. If you get through that trial, you get invited back to the second trial, and that goes more into playing games. You then get invited to go to either the first team training or the second team training, and then for the first kind of 4 weeks, some players go up from the second team up to the first team, and some players go down from the first team down to the seconds. But yeah, they kind of work it out from there. Every member of the club has to retrial. We think that's important to the team, so we're still keeping a fresh set of the best players that we could possibly have from the university, and that includes a men's first team, a men's second team and a girls team. The women who got promoted last year have had a really good start in a league above what they're in last year. We've had quite a few players that have got in contact with members of the committee, and essentially they come along to the second team session and they have 2 sessions as their kind of tryouts, and then after those 2 sessions we basically say whether we want them in the team or whether turn them down and say unfortunately look, not quite good enough. The basketball club runs the Basketball Intramural League on the Saturday, which is free to any student. Me, the coach and the first team coach go along and kind of scout who's playing in that and see if there's any good players that aren't actually playing for the university team. At the moment we train, all 3 teams have 2 training sessions a week, both 2 hours long each training session, so 4 hours a week. It is £121 for membership for the entire year. That covers all your transport to games. You don't have to pay for kit, although the girls like to pay for their kit to get personalised, so they have their names and stuff on the back of their kit. The friendship's really good. All the teams go out together as a whole. It's not like some teams where the boys and the girls go on separate socials within the same club. We all go out together. I'd say the friendship, we're kind of like a big family, really.
Well, it looked like a lot of intense training goes into that basketball society.
Yeah, each player looked very committed. If only I were taller, Joe.
Oh, come on, Charlie. There are only so many sports that you can play at once.
I guess so. But one question I have, how do I join a society?
That is a very good question, Charlie. The majority of students join a society at the beginning of the year at Freshers Fair. This is an excellent event where lots of societies come together in one place for students with various interests to see what's out there.
Not to mention the free pizza. But on a more serious note, I'll have to take a look at the different societies later and see if anything takes my fancy.
That sounds like a good idea. Go out there, Charlie, and get your skills noticed.
I will. But speaking about getting your skills noticed, Joe, I have word we've got a very special guest in the studio.
You are correct. Some may say he's the funniest guy in the room.
Well, I don't know about that, Joe. I'm pretty funny.
Really?
Yeah, I've got loads of jokes.
Come on then, let's hear one.
Okay. What is the funniest fish in the ocean?
A clownfish?
Too obvious, Joe. The banta ray.
Oh. I think we should move on, Charlie.
Fine. Yes, we probably should. So without further ado, he's funny, he's witty, and he's devilishly handsome. Let's welcome Zia, the president of the Comedians Society. Zia.
Hi guys.
Welcome.
Yeah, no problem. Thanks for having me. I was thinking if maybe today you guys got a bit of a taste of what it's actually like to be an improv performer.
Ooh.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, we're going to play an improv game. It's called Double Header. And what will happen here is me and Charlie will assume the role of one human being.
Okay.
And by this I mean we can only talk one word after the other.
So we're not going to combine or anything?
No, one
okay.
word after the other, and we will be having an argument with you, Joe. So, Joe, you
Love this.
you need to
Quite
build
good.
up the scenario. So, from you, we need a non-geographical location, such as a pub or a church, but preferably not one of them.
How about a hospital?
A
Oh,
hospital. Okay,
good choice,
so
good choice, Joe.
Joe, if you are the patient, and me and Charlie will be the doctor.
Okay.
So, let's take this argument away.
Okay. What am I going to be angry at you? My pudding was disgusting. This hospital food is literally appalling. I'd rather go to McDonald's.
Well,
I
don't
know
you
very
well
because
you
are
very
brunette.
That doesn't really answer my question, doctor. Are you sure that you actually are a qualified doctor?
I
Am
very
unqualified
qualified
to
do
any
thing.
medical.
So why are you here? Who are you? Did you think that this is set from Friends or something like that? I want an actual doctor to be here.
I
Don't
know
why
I
smell
like
a
very
challenged.
tomato.
I don't really know what to say now.
And I think we will end the scene there.
That was
Um,
extremely
Yeah,
interesting.
but that's just a small taster of improv comedy.
I loved it.
Yeah.
But you know, that was very good improv. So why don't we ask you some questions now about the Comedy Society?
Yeah, sure. Go for it.
So how long have you been doing it for?
Well, I've joined the society in my fresh year 2 years ago, and I just wanted to join something that, you know, I thought I just wanted to have a go at it, you know, make some new friends, see what it was like, and I just absolutely loved it, and I've stuck with it ever since.
Did you do anything in the same kind of thing before university?
No, not at all. It was
Nothing?
my first time doing it, and I just loved it
So
straight away.
how is it that you kind of got into the comedy aspect? Did people tell you it was funny, or did you just think, yeah, sure, I'll go for that?
Yeah, it was basically a bit of both, really. I mean, it's not like I'm trained. I don't have a degree in comedy.
That would be good.
The masters.
I think one does exist though, but
Ooh.
unfortunately I
Maybe you
applied
should look
too
into
late.
that, Charlie.
Quite funny.
Yeah, but yeah, I just fell in love with it completely, and I've just been doing gigs now for 2 years.
And whereabouts do you do your gigs?
Well, usually it's the pubs and clubs of Portsmouth that
Pubs and
are
clubs.
willing to give me a chance, but occasionally we move on to bigger venues.
Sounds pretty
Okay.
good. So you are the president of the comedy clubs. Does that mean you get loads of people to get involved as well, or are you like a talent scout almost?
Yeah, I try and find gigs for other members now that I'm the president. I'm kind of
Okay.
responsible for them, and so I'm seeing them get off on the right foot. So.
Have you got any gigs coming up soon?
Well,
or?
we are currently planning a gig for the 10th of December. We're still a bit undecided on the venue, but it's probably going to be in room 0.02 of King Henry Building, and
Okay.
it's actually
Nice
going
big
to
room.
be it's going to be a Portsmouth versus Southampton.
So the rivalry's
going
going
to
to
be
be
fierce.
So
Yeah.
it's either going to be a complete bloodshed, but we're hoping to settle the differences
I hope you
with a
don't,
comedy
you don't
night.
show us
So,
up there. We better win.
Well, I think we're a bit of a safe bet there. So and it's free to come along and see. So come and check us out.
What kind of
yeah.
influences do you have?
Ooh, influences, loads. The list goes on. I'm a huge fan of pretty much every comedian. I can sort of appreciate every form of comedy, but my favourite comedian of all time will probably have to be Rowan Atkinson, because he's just
Mr.
an
Bean.
absolute legend. No, Rowan Atkinson. He's not Mr. Bean, he's Rowan Atkinson.
Oh, that guy.
That guy. Sure.
Sorry.
No.
Please.
I was just going to say I quite like Michael McIntyre. I found his comedy quite hilarious.
Have you got anyone in the ranks? Do you reckon anyone that you've got at the society now is going to be big? Anyone who's going to make it?
We've signed up a few freshers, and they're absolutely brilliant. It's their first time doing it as well, but you can just you think that they've been doing it for years. They're absolutely fantastic. So definitely check them out and check us out.
Unfortunately, we are going to have to cut it short, but thank you
Okay.
very much.
No
and we
problem.
wish
Thank
them
you.
all the best of luck.
Yeah,
Thank you very much. Thank you for having me.
for
Thank
coming
you.
in. And if you guys are interested in joining the Comedian Society or any other society for that matter, then make sure you do so.
Yes, I will be doing just that after the show, Charlie.
Good.
Are you right there, Charlie?
Yeah, just, fabulous, Joe. Just giving you a clue to what's coming up next on the show.
I see. I'm guessing it's got something to do with dancing.
Well done, you. Next on the show, we'll be taking a look at the Society of Dance to see what sorts of things they get up to. And we'll also be having a chat with the president.
What? We're going to be speaking to Obama?
No, Joe, come on. Why would we talk to Obama? We're talking to the president of the Dance Society.
Sorry, I got a bit excited. Well, they are just as good. I mean, did you know that the Dance Society has previously been crowned the hip-hop champions of the Nation Dance Competition?
I did not, but that's very interesting, Joe. I think we should take a look at the dance club in action.
I agree.
My name is Rosie and I am president of Dance Club. I became the president because every year we have an AGM, which is an annual meeting. All of the members of Dance Club come together, you do a speech about why you think you'd be a good president for the year, and then they vote you in, and I got voted in. It was lucky that I could talk about my past 3 years. Like, I've been doing coaching already at the university, and I've done lots of dancing in my life anyway, so I could already talk about that. In my first year I went to Freshers' Fair, and I'd already done dancing, so I knew that that's what I was looking to do at university. So I went to the tent, had a chat with the girls there, and then signed up to do the audition. We do hold auditions for our hip hop and contemporary squads. What happens is they come along to the audition, we do a warm up with them, then we teach them a short routine and they perform it back in sort of groups 4 to 5. We just watch them for their style, potential and the performance ability that they do have. Following that, they either get called back if we're not sure, or they get straight into the squad. If they don't get onto squad, then there is opportunity for them to come to open classes, so we offer those as well to sort of any ability, anyone can come along to those. To get onto squad, you do need to have experience beforehand, or at least show potential that you're going to be able to learn enough by the time we go to competition next year. But if you want to come to our open classes, then that's fine. You don't have to have done anything before. You can just come along and have a go. This year it was myself who picked the teams for contemporary and lyrical squad, and we're also expanding into jazz and tap soon, and that will be myself again. But we also have a hip hop squad, and external coaches come in and teach us with that, so they pick the team for that. We meet on a Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday and Friday and a Sunday, so quite a lot of training, and our training sessions are either 2 or 3 hours. It's £45 for the year, and that's just a one-off fee that you pay, and then everything else is included, all the different dance training that we do. The Dance Society is competitive. We go to different university competitions, so we go to Sunderland, Loughborough, and we're actually going to a London university next year to do a competition. So yeah, and we have won some in the past, and we hope to win next year as well. I'd say the squad classes are taken really seriously just because we do lots of performances, and we also go to competition, but the open classes on a Wednesday afternoon are just for fun, and anyone can come along, and it's just quite relaxed and it's quite good fun to do. Yeah, we do lots of local performances, so we go to different schools and run like workshops and then perform for them, so that's quite good fun for us. It's more for the children. It's set up with Most Wanted, who are also a dance group in Portsmouth, and basically just dancers volunteer to go and help and teach out in the schools and stuff, just so that they can have a chance at learning to dance too. We're really close, quite a lot of us sort of has stayed on year, so we build up quite a good friendship, and then the new people that come in, yeah, we all get on really, really well. We spend enough time together, so we get to know each other pretty well, and we try to do fun things, socials and things like that together as well. So yeah, it's a good relationship between us all.
The dance captain had some very interesting stuff to say there.
She definitely did, and in fact, I could probably teach them a move or two myself.
Now, Charlie, don't get too carried away. I've got something else for you to do, actually.
You do?
Yes, you should watch this week's Something Different and see how amazing your skills really are.
All right, challenge accepted. But what is this week's Something Different?
Well, we are heading over to Tracy Herity, an artist who will show us how to make alternative Christmas presents inspired by the Victorians.
Awesome.
My name is Tracy Herity, I'm a local artist, and today I'm here to show you how to make a great little gift that you can give for Christmas. It's an upcycled glass display jar for brooches. First thing you're going to need to find is a jar lid. I've chosen one from quite a large sauce jar. I wanted the large one because I needed to make sure that it will fit underneath my upturned glass. Next, you're going to cut one piece of felt, same size as your lid. Then you need to cut a circle of batting, and this is what they use for quilting. If you don't have this, you can cut up an old cushion. Next, you need a circle of fabric for the outside. This needs to be 4 centimetres bigger than your lid. So when you put them together, your circles are going to look similar to that. The smallest one's going to be your felt, middle one's going to be your batting, and the largest one is going to be your chosen fabric. Take your batting. If you put your lid on it, you can see how much space you've got, and all you're going to do is take a needle and some cotton, and you're going to do a running stitch about 1/2 centimetre in from the outside all the way round. It shouldn't take long to go all the way round. As soon as you get a little sort of pocket or a little dish, you can pop your lid in. Just finish those last bits off. With your fabric over the top now. We're going to do exactly the same. Small running stitch all the way round, pull it tight and stitch it over. If you add a little dab of glue all the way round, this will keep it in place, keep the felt in place while you're going to stitch it. And just tiny little stitches all the way round, which is pretty quick to do. Just tiny, there we go. Just keeping the little felt pad in place. Now we have our pad for our brooches and our jar that fits nicely over the top. But it still looks a bit plain, so what we're going to add is a little bit of embellishment. On this one we added the ribbon, but there's all sorts of things you can add. Lace would be quite nice. Now you can stitch that or glue it. So I'm just going to trim a little bit, and we're going to glue a little piece in place. Trim the ends down obviously. Little dab of glue just on the back, and maybe a little bit on the front. Place it round. Maybe another little piece of glue just to keep that there. I've chosen this little bit of trim that I found, which we can also put round, which looks quite nice. Looks very Victorian. These were very popular in Victorian times. People used bell jars to display things that they really, really liked, things that were precious. So it's quite apt that they're used for displaying your favourite brooches or pins. Have it, all we need to do is add a little brooch, place it over the top.
I really enjoyed that. I mean, it was not something you would necessarily think of. And my mum and nan love brooches, so it's something I could maybe think about making them for Christmas.
You could indeed. I'd better get back to you with my needle and thread in that case.
It's probably a good idea. And I'm sure there's lots of arty lecturers and staff out there that might like having a go. Moving swiftly on though, I'm sure the majority of you have heard or had dealings with Purple Door.
I certainly have. I can't recall the amount of times I've been there to sort out my CV and to get career advice.
Same here, Charlie. Most of us has questions about the type of career that we would like to pursue or how we would go about getting the job that we want.
Indeed. I know I'm worried about getting a job when I finish university.
Well, you don't have to be, Charlie.
No?
Purple Door offers you as much help as you need to get that career that you've always wanted. Their aim is to help you with your career planning and get the advice and guidance that you need. So in a nutshell, they're there to help you improve your employability.
Ooh, on top of that, you can register online to receive job updates instead of having to head to Purple Door all the time.
That's right. We headed to the Graduates Fair to check out what kind of support at Purple Door there is. So let's take a look.
My name's Guy Townsend. I'm the Careers Manager for Purple Door Careers and Recruitment, and Purple Door Careers and Recruitment is the brand name for the University of Portsmouth's Careers Service, effectively. And what you're looking at today is our annual Graduate Careers Recruitment Fair, where we have a number of employers coming in, setting up stands, and we invite students from all disciplines around the university to come in and talk to employers about the graduate jobs that they have available. Some of the employers are looking specifically for disciplines of a certain nature, so inevitably there will be people who want engineers and scientists, but there's a lot of employers here who are looking to encourage students to apply for their jobs who are not too worried about the discipline that they've studied. Well, we try and encourage everybody within the university to come along. It is primarily designed for final year students and for postgraduate students, but we advertise it widely for particularly second year students, so students that might be thinking of doing a placement year, a structured formal one-year placement with a company, or those students who want to get some relevant work experience. Most employers want to be downstairs on the ground level talking to students, so we've got 55 stands this year, and that's a mixture of companies and professional bodies who are representing areas of work. What we've got here are a number of employers who've been year on year on year, and they wouldn't come year on year on year unless they were receiving applications of a good standard from University of Portsmouth graduates, or unless they were recruiting our graduates. It's important to say that most universities will have an event of this nature, but we'd like to think that ours is a particularly good one because we get very good feedback and the employers do come back. Advertising is a big issue for all career services, particularly for us at Portsmouth here at Purple Door, because we really exist just to help students, and if they don't come and use us, then we feel that they're missing out on quite a lot of preparation for the labour market and for what they do next when they leave university. So we advertise, we've got a Facebook page, we've got a Twitter account, we've got all the standard social media issues. And we'd really like to encourage students to come to us on an individual basis. There aren't events of this nature very often, but we're open Monday to Friday, 8:30 to 5:15, for students to come in and ask us questions regarding their futures, any information they need, any advice, any guidance on their next step after the University of Portsmouth. So that could include, how do I access the job market in the areas that I'm interested in, or I've got a really difficult application form, will somebody help me with it, or will somebody have a look at my CV before I send it off to a job. Could be that somebody wants to go and do postgraduate study and they're not sure which institution to attend or what course to study. And some people just need to just talk about what happens when they leave university.
Yeah, it looks like they offer some great support for those who want it, Joe.
Yes, it was also nice to see some of the different companies take the time to come and visit our students.
It was. It's always nice to talk to people that have actually been in the industry and know their stuff.
It sure is, Charlie. But as much as I wish it wasn't, I believe it's almost time to wrap things up.
Sadly, you're right, Joe. But before we go, I just wanted to remind you guys out there, if there's any of you who want to showcase your work on the CCI channel, from across the university. Don't hesitate to get in touch.
Whatever your talent is, we want to hear from you. So to get in touch today, you can contact us on ccitv@port.ac.uk, and you can also find out more by going on to the CCI Channel website at www.ccichannel.port.ac.uk.
Lovely. And whilst you're on the website, make sure you check out the video on demand section for past CCI Live shows.
There are some excellent content on there, even today's show, which unfortunately has come to an end.
Gutting. Make sure you tune in next week's CCI Live for another great show.
I'm Jo Walker.
And I'm Charlie Jackson.
Bye.